to 54.2 trillion. Nigerian National House of Assembly, Senate moves to reverse JAPA syndrome. And finally, under the healthcare sector, Argentina, following U.S. withdrawals from World Health Organization. We're open for advert placements, bookings, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our 8 socials on Facebook and YouTube, on Attractive Television Network, on Instagram and TikTok, on Attractive TV Network, and on Twitter on Attractive TV Net, which is live on our website at www.attractive.net.work.tv. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, we will discuss the stories in details. So stay with us. Welcome back. Joining us today to discuss the headlines is Comrade Chuba Ouzo. He's a public affairs analyst. It's a pleasure to have you here with us, Comrade Chuba.
Thank you. It's my pleasure being here too.
Thank you for joining us. Political appointees in Delta State have been charged to champion the whistleblowing policy of the present administration by reporting poorly executed projects in their areas for prompt action. Governor Sheriff Oborevere, who gave the charge in Asaba on Wednesday while swearing in Senator Yota Mori as his chief advisor, said video recordings and information on any poorly executed projects would help the government in blacklisting erring contractors. According to him, it would also put an end to the abandonment of projects and execution of jobs against the terms of contractual agreements. Last week, during an interactive session with the top-level public civil servants, I announced my intention to open a hotline for residents to report cases of substandard jobs by contractors to my office. This is an initiative that will assist the government to ensure that government gets full value for the money spent on projects. We are determined to keep our expenditure within revenue limits and ensure judicious allocation of resources towards fostering the right conditions for economic prosperity and sustainable development, the governor said. Please, I'd love to get your thoughts on this, Comrade Chuba.
Very quickly, I think Governor Sheriff Oborevere is basking on the euphoria of this day Governor of the Year award.
I'm sorry, if I can cut you short a bit, can you pronounce that name again?
Oborevere.
Oborevere, because I know you're from there, right?
Yeah.
So, maybe that's why
the V is silent.
It's silent.
Yeah,
okay.
But you're trying to pronounce the V, and that's where you begin to have an issue. Oborevere. So the V is silent.
Okay. All right.
You know, I think he won the this day Governor Award of the Year, and one would expect that he has to show why he won the award. But I think that the best people to ask are the indigenes of Delta State, resident there, to know how far things are faring. You know, it is important to note that yes, there is a seemingly construction work that grazes your eyes once you're about entering Delta State. Now, you look at any part of the place, anywhere you want to enter Delta State from, you're definitely going to see something that's seemingly eye-catchy, because for years, those kind of things or projects of that nature had not been in the front burner. But be that as it may, governance goes beyond that. So the people from the residents in the place who want to see more, want to believe that there is a tendency for the governor to do better. But be that as it may, on the surface value, when it comes to road construction, I think the governor can have the temerity to say what he's saying. We have postulated to him, we've given him a proposal already for liaison offices, as against the local government chairman being the ones reporting directly. They have a statutory job, they have budgetary allocations. They are executives of their own, but I think it is pertinent for all state governments to think of having liaison offices in all their local governments where people can be equal. It will cause gainful employment. I think it will foster the right traffic for a reportage, genuine reportage, because now they are employed by the government to carry out a particular function. Like he's talking about an hotline that will be reached. Permit me to say, with all due respect to him, an hotline that will be reached without a liaison office is almost a waste. As we sit here talking, I make bold to say that you cannot confidently call your own bank hotline and let the people pick. Do you understand my point? You cannot confidently even call the PACN hotline. Even the PACN portal where you want to buy, you understand me? It's an hotline, because you call it an hotline. Jamming, it cannot receive the calls. When you talk about frequency reuse, it has to end, one call has to end before another is picked. So upon that strength, I can say that a liaison office will do better than just say, okay, go to Mori being a special advisor to the governor on these issues, they should be reached. How many calls will it is going to take in a day? And at the end of the day, how many persons are going to be able to reach out to him on serious matters? So for me, it's neither here nor there. However, the projects might be able to speak for themselves over time if they are all completed, because almost all the projects in Delta State right now are seemingly ongoing. I don't know if anyone, Governor Sheriff Oborevere, has completed by himself. But be that as it may, I think I believe that it's a good development. It's a nice pointer, but I would want to equally suggest that liaison offices be open people should be mandated to do the bidding where people are reached from local governments. I mean, a central point where they are reached, people can now from there transmit it back to the Igota Amori office, and I think it will work better and do more than just stay at Asaba and expect people to call you from everywhere to say something's happening to contractors.
Thank you, Comrade Chuba. You made mention of Governor Sheriff not completing any project. I really want you to elaborate more on that.
I said for the now, there is little or no construction project that I can beat my hands on my chest to say Governor Sheriff Oborori has completed. The truth is, he is undergoing, his first tenure is just 2023, 2025. Right. Yes, understandably and true. So, because obviously, I think he's going for very massive projects, very, very unusual about the Delta State structure, using the warrior houses. Let's use warrior houses as a pointer. Even if you go to Asaba, you talk about the construction. The constructions are big constructions work. So I said they're yet to be completed, though they look good from the construction viewpoint. Now what we'll be looking at is completion and maintenance policy that will go with it. But better as it may, even the university is built. Yes, it's a good thing to call on the Delta State people, get them co-opted, involved in the process, ask them to call in. But you ask yourself, if it's just an hotline to call in and that's the what's it called, the return mechanism for a process or job, or the level of advancement the contractors have gone, I don't think it will do a lot of good or much good as expected. But I think a liaison office with people domiciled there, I have a few, but scattered around the local government, will do more in feedback.
So in essence, you feel this is a commendable effort in the way of making sure that projects are executed in Delta State, but liaison officers should actually, put more work.
Yes, for me, I would want to say categorically that it's a very, very commendable gesture. Okay. It makes people feel involved in the process. Okay. But I think for it to equally be more effective, because the level of job, the quality of job so far on the surface level, as you look at it, it's something that can be commended. And on that note, if anybody is retracting from that quality of job as expected, I believe that a liaison office should be put in place better than a hotline. Because I just gave you examples of hotlines of very, very, very serious parastatals that have almost become a mess for what they are. Because I can tell you, I say categorically, I stand to be corrected. It's my view, it's my experience. The bank hotlines are nowhere to be connected. Even the police hotlines, you can't get across. The security agencies, same way. Even the PHCD or PSCN, as it may be, we're still having issues with them. So for me, I think going beyond an hotline, a liaison office will be worthwhile and do better for feedback. Okay,
thank you so much on that, Comrade Chuba. Simon Ekpa-led United States of Biafra has expressed outrage over the murder of 20 villagers in Nkalaha community of Ebonyi State. ATN recalls that the incident has attracted condemnations, with the Ohaneze Ndigbo Youth Council accusing Governor Francis Nwefuru of not doing enough to protect the people. The Ohaneze Youth Group said it was more angry that while natives blamed headsmen for the massacre, Governor Nwefuru merely termed the attackers strangers. Reacting on Wednesday, Dr. Ngozi Orabuze, who prized as Deputy Prime Minister of Biafra, vowed that the people would henceforth embrace self-defense. She claimed that her Biafra group approved self-defense and arms manufacturing bills, saying the move was necessary to protect the people. It is unclear how Orabueze and her group would pursue such agenda, with Nigerian laws clearly prohibiting arms bearing by non-security agencies, just as open manufacturing of arms is not allowed in the Nigerian territory. We also recall that youth wing of Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Ndigbo Youth Council Worldwide, has expressed outrage over the murder of scores of people in Ebonyi State community by suspected Fulani herdsmen. A viral video in circulation shows dead bodies littering the scene, with villagers wailing uncontrollably. Village source said the killing was carried out by herdsmen in retaliation for the alleged killing of their cattle. Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwefuru has already condemned the incident, which he blamed on strangers. Reacting on Tuesday, the national president of Ohaneze Ndigbo Youth Council Worldwide, Mazi Oku Nabuike, said those behind the horrific attack must be made to face justice. My question first is, firstly, would be why Governor Wifuru would just handle the situation merely, and secondly, you know, if I recall, the National House of Assembly have actually, you know, tagged, or federal government have tagged the indigenous people of Biafra as terrorist group. You know, for them now to say they want to engage in self-defense over herdsmen that are killing the people of Ebonyi State that they just started with, is this supposed to be like a yes call to what the federal government has already termed them to be? Or do you think it's actually a necessary instance for them to engage in self-defense? Because why would a herdsman kill human being because your cattle was slaughtered?
Firstly, I would say that these are very sensitive issues in our country today. Whether you like it or yes, it is obvious that there was the only truth today, and the only proven information everybody cannot pretend about now is the fact that people died in the Kalaha community of Ebonyi State. And obviously both the government, the people, the IPOP group, the Ohanese, all have agreed that people died. Now, taking it from there, if you find out that, firstly, I must tell you that people have their own different ways of responding to issues. Now, whether we like it or yes, a couple of weeks ago, if not less than 2 weeks ago, we had the Arewa Consultative Forum seminar when Mugaji had to make some references talking about the level of insecurity in the north, level of illiteracy, the problems the north is facing, that they are almost going to extinction and all. And one would say, whether you accept it or you do not accept it, there are people, a set of people in this country who have been deprived of what is considered education. Education per se is not because it puts food on your table or gives you a job per se, but it broadens your horizon, gives you an ability to think for yourself, think out of the box from the regular thing. You cannot read and write. You cannot be able to read another person's views as the person wants to postulate it on any platform. Now, it's a set of people have been deprived of these benefits for a period of time, and they have been brainwashed toward a direction of reasoning. You can see that there are viral videos where you have seen an herdsman mating with a cow, a cattle. The videos are over the social media. It's just like, permit me to say, you consider it like a partner, a lover. And then some people can go the extra miles where anything happens to their lovers. However, it is not a justification for the menace we have observed in the country over and over again. But like I would always make bold to say, when there are no consequences for bad behaviors, the bad behaviors seem to continue or to thrive. Again and again, we've seen killings. Say herdsmen came to a community, ransacked the community, killed people, and they walked away. You can say it, you can make any kind of submissions you want to make, but we have not had a government that has been able to stand to face this issue and address it. Because if we do, nobody has a monopoly of anything. Nobody is so violent in his formation. Neither is the other person too weak in their. No, it's only being careful, because the state of Nigeria we find ourselves today is almost like a one-party state, almost running to a one-party state. It's almost like a one-person show, like every we say one person or zero person show.
Quickly,
and at the end of the day, whether you like it or yes, this is what we are facing now. The governor is only being careful, knowing fully what I say.
Let me. You're saying it again. I would love to cut you short there, where you said the governor is trying to be careful by saying that these are merely strangers